So it's been a little while, and I don't know, I feel kind of nervous to be filming again. Sorry, there's hairs on my microphone. I was sick, but I'm starting to feel better. So I am back for another video. It's the new year, and I'm not a very spiritual person or anything. I don't really believe in a lot of manifestation things or magic stuff. I kind of shy away from a lot of those ideas of positivity and stuff like that. If I were to subscribe to a certain religion or a certain ideology, it would probably be something, I'd probably worship something more like Satan. I did think that it would be a good idea to come up with some certain creative resolutions for the year, and also kind of hopefully inspire some people to create their own list of creative resolutions if they wanted to. So I came up with 5 different creative resolutions that I wanted to adhere to for 2023. So let me share them with you. Resolution number 1 is one that I was doing throughout 2022, and I just want to continue into the next year, and that is setting achievable deadlines. You know, here and there might be hiccups, but generally I want to have that deadline of posting every week. Some people love deadlines, some people hate them, but I really think that across the board, deadlines are a great idea for creative people. You just got to make sure that you set deadlines that you feel like you can actually achieve, ones that don't freak you out too much. But just having the thought in mind that you are going to be having something completed by a certain date helps to motivate you when you feel uninspired. So for me, yeah, having deadlines, especially weekly deadlines, is really important, as long as I don't get too crazy about what I'm expecting from myself. I think the best things to remember when creating a deadline would be to make them simple, realistic, and also motivating. The second thing that I want to do in 2023 is to make experimentation a priority. I want to focus on trying new mixes of materials, media, and so on that I haven't explored yet. There's always this feeling that I've discovered everything that I could discover and gone on all possible avenues, and that's never the case. There's always something new. Sometimes it can take a little bit more energy to experiment with new things, and that can be a deterring factor. It stops you from wanting to get up and try something new. But if you just push through, at least for me, when I just push through that little bit of deterrent, I find that I become so inspired by the new thing that I'm experimenting with. So I definitely want to keep experimenting with new media this year. An idea that I had that I'm going to do, and that I would recommend for people who are experimenting with media, would be to create a list of all of the different media ideas, art making techniques that you haven't explored yet. So write down everything you can think of, go online and Google some things to get yourself some ideas of things that you don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. And then after you've made the entire list, go through and circle things that interest you, that you'd be interested in exploring further. I think that's a good idea for anybody to do from time to time, just to take an inventory of your blind spots. It's important to just expand your overall understanding of what being creative and what art can be. We get caught up in limiting ourselves, and so just allowing yourself to be open. You know, it's like opening your heart. Opening your heart and your mind. This is all really helpful and motivating and freeing, and it's opening up. It's you know? The third, is that 3? Yeah, is to maintain a schedule. It's important when I am creating a schedule for myself that I allow myself to tweak it at any point, or entirely rewrite it if I need to. Times when I've made schedules for myself that are too strict, I have ended up just abandoning the idea of a schedule entirely. So, my plan for the year is to create a general schedule for myself, and then if I see it's not working, I will tweak the schedule. If I don't allow myself particular amounts of time to explore things, I will not follow through on any projects that I'm working on. I will like go all over the board, and so that can be good as far as like exploring and experimenting and stuff, but the issue is that I tire myself out, so I create decision fatigue. And decision fatigue is, I think, one of the biggest enemies of a creative person, or of any person, because everybody is creative. I get very pulled in and obsessed with certain things, certain projects, and then everything goes by the wayside. And I think this is a common thing for people who like working on creative projects, is that you'll become so obsessed with something that you will completely drop all of the other projects and obligations that you have, and other things in your life will suffer. And then when you're done, when you finally are bored of this thing that you're obsessed with, or you finish something, or you finish this sort of obsessive state, you leave this obsessive state, then you look around and it's like your life is in shambles. And so I'm trying not to have my life in shambles. And I think that 2023 we need to mitigate shambles. It's a year of shamble mitigation, not elimination. There will be shambles, but less shambles is the goal. My fourth resolution for 2023 is to make what I want and to not overthink it. So all of us get caught up in cycles of overthinking and worrying about our ideas, especially if we're concerned that a certain idea that we're working on isn't going to live up to the other things that we've made in the past. Like, we can get into this cycle of everything has to be better. Everything that I make has to be better than the last thing. And sometimes that can be helpful because it can push you to try new things and push yourself harder and grow and like make new shit or whatever. It also makes you stressed as hell and miserable. So I don't think it's worth it. A lot of times when I get into this cycle of thinking everything needs to be amazing, I end up not making anything because I think of an idea and then I'm like, well, it's not, and I want to make it, but I think it's not as good as this other thing that I've just made recently. So then I never make anything. I'm going to try not to create these abstract imaginary bars for myself. And I think that a lot of us would be better off for 2023 if we just left this in the past or tried to minimize it as much as we can. Number 5 resolution for 2023 is kind of an anti-resolution in a way, and that is to take breaks and enjoy life. It's easy to get caught up in a cycle of like bettering and wanting everything to be better than everything else that ever was ever. And if I'm not enjoying my life during the process of making something, then what's the point? We act like we're preparing for life, but we're not. We're living it. So I just want to take more breaks and know when it's time to take a break. I'm hearing scratching noises. I don't know what that is. Just take more breaks, enjoy life, live in the moment, etc., etc., etc. Some people are so good at living in the moment, but our entire societal structure forces us out of the moment constantly. You're always being asked, what are your plans for the future? What are you doing? What's your plan for next week? What's going on in the future? It's always this focus on the future, and then also this focus on the mistakes of the past. There's never any sort of pull back to the moment and living in the moment. And so it becomes very difficult to do this. And so I don't think that any of us can be expected to always be like these perfect Zen in the moment type people. But I think that it's an important thing to just try to remember as much as we can. These are my 5 creative resolutions for 2023. I hope that you like them. I hope that maybe they could inspire you. Let me know if you have any personal resolutions, creative resolutions, or if you don't have any resolutions. Some people don't really like resolutions. They don't really help them. Let me know if you don't have resolutions, and let me know why if you want to. Make sure to leave a like if you like the video so that I know that you want to see more stuff in the future, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified when I make new videos, make new posts, make new things. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that your 2023 is a year of excitement, exploration, good fortune, and yeah. All right, I'll see you next week. All right, bye.